The idea to create the rebellious one becomes more than just a creative project. It represents renewal. Eva bringing the group together again shows how much she's grown. Instead of being the outsider who challenges everything, she becomes the one who unites them. Casting Martin as the lead isn't random either. It reflects how the group sees him now, someone shaped by rebellion but also by growth. 364 Productions becomes a symbol of something deeper, not just ambition but healing. Everyone pours themselves into the film because it gives them purpose, something to hold on to in a world that keeps shifting under their feet. One of the most meaningful ideas in the finale comes through Eva's advice to Salcedo. The concept of a pact instead of compromise reframes love entirely. It suggests that real relationships aren't about meeting in the middle. They're about choosing each other fully, even when it's difficult. Salcedo's conversation with Monica inside the church becomes a turning point. By letting go of societal expectations, especially around having children, he defines love on his own terms. Their relationship survives not because they agree on everything, but because they choose each other anyway. For a brief moment, everything feels stable. Friendships are strong, relationships are evolving, creative dreams are alive. But that sense of calm is intentional, that dangerous belief that life is finally settling down, and then it takes it away. The takeover of the Palace of Justice is the turning point of the entire finale. The chaos, gunfire, explosions, confusion, shatters the character's world instantly. What was once a personal story about love and identity suddenly collides with national tragedy. Rodrigo being trapped inside raises the stakes, but Luisa's disappearance changes everything. Her absence becomes the emotional core of the ending, not just because she's gone, but because no one knows what happened to her. And that uncertainty is what makes it devastating. And like a typical tragedy, Luisa's story has no clear ending. She isn't confirmed dead, she isn't found alive, she simply disappears. This reflects a painful historical reality tied to the Palace of Justice siege, where many people were never accounted for. The finale leans into that ambiguity, because sometimes the hardest thing isn't loss, it's not knowing. Rodrigo's refusal to move on captures this perfectly. His routines, cooking for two, holding on to her presence, show how hope can become a form of survival, but also a kind of prison. Camilo's arc quietly becomes one of the most important. At the start, he's still emotionally tied to Eva, unable to fully commit to his present relationship. When that relationship ends, it's not framed as failure. It's honesty finally catching up with him. But his real growth comes through Antonia. Taking care of her forces him to step up, not as the romantic figure but as a stable, reliable presence. Their bond becomes one of the most genuine relationships in the finale. Through Antonia, Camilo learns something crucial. Love isn't just passion, it's responsibility. Eva leaving for the United States feels like the end of an era. She's always been the catalyst for change, the one who disrupts and inspires. Her absence creates a void, not just for Camilo, but for the entire group. So when she returns in the final moments, it changes everything. Her decision to come back and choose Camilo isn't impulsive. It's earned. It shows that after everything, she's no longer running from connection. She's choosing it fully. Even as the characters rebuild their lives, the world around them continues to reflect instability. The mention of the Armero tragedy reinforces this idea. Personal grief exists alongside national trauma, reminding us that pain is never isolated. And yet, life moves forward. The ending of Everlasting isn't about closure, it's about coexistence. Coexistence between love and loss, hope and certainty, presence and absence. Luisa's disappearance represents all the things in life we never get answers to. Eva's return represents the courage to choose love anyway. And the group itself represents something even bigger. A chosen family that survives not because life is easy, but because they refuse to face it alone. By the final scene, nothing is perfect, but everything feels real. Camilo builds a life around care and responsibility. Rodrigo holds on to hope even when it hurts. Eva finally stops running and chooses where she belongs. And Antonia grows up surrounded by people who love her. The finale leaves you with a quiet but powerful truth. Life doesn't always give you answers, but it gives you people. And sometimes that's enough.